switched positions, but all is well in the world, and here we are back in business. Our third game in this best of 5. He's up against the ropes, ladies and gentlemen, from Team Alien Invasion in the red trunks. It's ReaL.
And his opponent force cross positions in the top left hand corner as teal, as cyan. It is a suit.
Dominating today, man.
That's what his stalkers do.
He's been the comeback kid today. We saw him almost down in a PvZ matchup earlier and come back out of that. We saw him down in that first map in the series where it looked like certain defeat, and ReaL had it completely in the bag. Maybe not completely in the bag, though, since he did actually end up losing that game. So it's gonna have to be another battle here. It's not uncommon to see both players going for Blink Stalkers on this map. It's not uncommon to see one going for Blink Stalkers and another going for 3-gate Robo. But it's all going to depend on what they see in the early game. And when that's scouted out, that's going to determine how each player will move forward in the match.
True. Well, it's going to be a little bit of time before we see any notable changes, as both of them do get their gas. Again, something we can look out for is when that second gas being taken, and whether we have a gas steal, which isn't super common, but ReaL has checked his base and is the first to move across the map.
Yep, and he's thinking, okay, maybe you're going to be proxying me this game. But, of course, we do not see that. Indeed.
More Cybercore on the way.
We've been through so many PvPs today that it's kind of like, what can you show me that I haven't seen yet? What can you do here, Sue? What can you do here, ReaL?
Well, we haven't seen Colossi Wars. That's the one thing that we haven't
seen. We haven't really seen a PvP go past one base, right? I mean, we've seen expansions be thrown down and subsequently destroyed, but other than that, yeah, we haven't seen those big War of the World style engagements. We haven't seen things, each player kind of saying, okay, you've got your Nexus going, I need to get my Nexus going, and just leave it at that. No, we've seen huge aggressive swings, huge aggressive pushes, and just the best micro out of the EU has to offer right now. And look at those chrono boosts. All right,
what? Diving in and out, will be forced to retreat, but did see what he needed to see. Saw the double gas, saw the chronos on everything that he needs to. Now the fact that the Zealot was out and it didn't skip to go straight to a Stalker means that we might not be seeing that really aggressive 3 Stalker play that we've seen a couple of times in this matchup.
No, but the second does favor that gateway. He definitely favors that second gateway in his main.
You guys so silly in the chat. So silly. But I'm really interested, where is this probe going? He's trying to, I guess, maybe hide. He's always going to be able to pile on up on the high ground. That's pretty sexy.
Yep. And map control now in Sue's favor, but did not see that probe sneak across the map. Only 3 gates now going down for Sue. No additional tech beyond that. Did opt for the double assimilators and did have only 2 probes in each of those for a while now. Now with 3 in one, 2 in the other.
That's still screwed. Oh, no.
Yeah, just got lasered in the face running up that ramp.
Well, yeah, I mean, if ReaL was saw it coming, he could have moved down the ramp like you see Marines do, but not the case. We do see both players building proxy pylons. Sue's in a situation where if he can get into that main, he will be able to warp into the main itself, but I anticipate that's going to be happening anytime soon. Now, ReaL does have the Twilight Council on the way, so we had to start Blink very shortly, while Sue has started his Robo, so we'll be chucking in some Immortals coming out there. So, but I mean, the thing is, like Blink versus Immortal, I just feel like the Blink's always going to be better off if there's if the player with Blink can get a nice positioning on it. Like if the Immortals are supported by Zealots and Stalkers, then it's a little bit harder. But the fact that Sue's not going to have a lot of units by his side by the time Blink finishes, I think Sue's in a good. ReaL's in a good spot.
ReaL is in a good spot, and he's put this. Okay, I was gonna say it looks like he put the pylon in a good spot too, but it is both going to be scouted out there. Didn't actually cancel that pylon. Didn't actually cancel the other pylons. He's going straight for the aggression here, Baldy. He wants to get up in that mineral line. But can he actually
I ain't
do
got
it?
no time for blink research. I'm just gonna go straight into the main with more stalkers.
This is super aggressive here coming out too. Force field has been dropped down on the ramp, but I believe he did miss by a pixel there. ReaL is kind of posturing back and forth, not really too confident in where he wants to take it, and as a result of that, he has dipped into a supply deficit. Now actually doesn't have the supply to be able to warp in any additional units, and with that Immortal coming out here, he's not in a great position here, Baldy.
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing how quickly things turn on a dime. The fact that he did invest so much wow. I'm really surprised that Su engaged before his Immortal was out. That might have been a little bit of a slip up for him. But the fact that he invested that ReaL invested 2 pylons and about 3 or 4 zealots, so it's like 600 minerals or so that was wiped from his bank, so to speak. So this blink is quite delayed. Is he chronoing it out? Yes, he is chronoing it out. So once he gets that out in the field, if he can even just get a little bit of vision from the high ground, he can blink behind this Immortal and take it out. And as far as I'm aware, let's have a look at the vision. No, Su has not scouted at all, so he doesn't know that blink is on the way.
No, he actually, yeah, that's a great point there, Baldy. He hasn't seen anything. The probe that he did scout with was killed at the ramp initially, and with ReaL contain, this is pretty nice, man. It's pretty nice. I like it. He's got the force field available. If anything moves down the ramp, he can just pinch it off.
So it looks like ReaL's just decided to go for contain. These 3 stalkers came back to the main, and looks like they're now going to go back towards the base. I'm not really quite sure, but blink now, about 90% complete, and we do have the Robo starting Colossi tech, but that's not going to come out in time for this blink up. It's going to really depend how quick Su reacts, and if he can get a force field out before any of the stalkers. The thing is, even if one stalker gets up, he has enough time to blink everything up.
Yes. But will he actually want to do that by blinking on top of these Immortals here? Oh man, and that Stalker didn't even get the chance to blink back there. Tons of damage at the top of this ramp, and with that Colossus... Okay, ReaL has opted to just force field out.
I think he just revealed. I'm pretty sure Su could see that blink. So he might know that's there, but now that the Colossus is out in the field, it doesn't have thermal or anything, but again, generally the case in this matchup, you just, unless you're going to invest really heavily to it, if we don't see another Colossi starting soon with another expand, this could simply be used to stomp force fields.
Yeah, this could actually turn into a very wonky base trade scenario. 2 probes being pulled with Su.
He's like, oh, what a sneaky little bugger.
Who's that? ReaL? Or ReaL?
Yeah, ReaL looked like he was going back to his base, and then moved to the left, and he looked like he was going to go into the main. He's leading the army back, Su's army back to his own main, and wow, all of the probes being pulled.
Yeah, this is strictly base trade status right now. I mean, all the probes out, engaging the army. ReaL's army is just blink stalkers, and I mean, Su doesn't actually have enough to build another Nexus. Sure, he could build a pylon with his army, but he doesn't actually see the entirety of what ReaL has out on the map right now. So the Blink Stalker is going to be way more mobile, enable him to do way more damage in this base trade scenario, and without that Colossus, he's not going to be able to break the force fields.
Yeah, one thing to note though is that we do have 1 probe out in the field. We don't have any, and well, there you go. Not even